a school founded as far back as what now? 1954. It's a long time. Well, for those who don't know, we've confirmed whether Loyola College is still a boys-only school, even though I have only boys in the school here right now with me. Professor Oluyemi Ogunbiyi is President Loyola College. Olufemi, beg your pardon. Olufemi Ogunbiyi, President Loyola College Old Boys Association. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
And we also have the first Vice President and Chairman, 70th Anniversary Planning Committee, Mr. Gbenga Biobaku. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to be called boys?
Yeah, you know, men are always boys. They remain boys. As you will find out. You expect them to grow, but just the way people don't change, really.
Okay.
You know, if you see a kid and you see them at 80, you can still see what they look like.
Anyway, we'll talk about boys some other time. So, tell us about this 70th anniversary, Prof.
Okay, so we basically are celebrating because we're at 70 years. You know, traditionally, 70 years is assumed to be a point, the usual thing you say somebody is celebrating platinum anniversary because they have reached a point of strength, you know, more or less, and shown a lot of endurance through life. And typically you expect that to represent a point at which people have become reasonably wise enough to be able to look back, use all the experiences that they have gathered to control things around them. And in 70 years, Loyola College certainly has done that much because we have gone through, produced a lot of graduates out of the school who have done quite well, who have taken charge of things in the country itself and also internationally. So we feel kind of convinced and quite happy that we have reached this point. And that is in line with, obviously, the dream of the founders of the school.
1954 to now, Mr. Biobaku, is quite a length of time. What are the highlights of this celebration?
So yesterday we had the anniversary lecture.
Oh, it started already?
It started already. In fact, last week, Friday, we had an event in the school for the students where both the students and the teachers, just a kind of normal, bring them together, provide lunch, invited a lot of senior people that spoke to them. So like a kind of career talk and provided inspiration to some of the students. And then yesterday we had the anniversary lecture. The Minister of Finance was the guest lecturer. Mr. Wali Edu, and then we had a number of distinguished panelists. Dr. Doyin Salami was with us, the MD of Cadbury, Mrs. Oyeyemeka Adeboye, and another old boy of the school, Dr. Olumide Adedeji. He was part of the panel. And an old boy of the school, Ambassador Joe Keshi, was the chairman of the occasion. And so we talked about restructuring the Nigerian economy. And there were a lot of insights, both from the private sector, also from the government sector as well, talking about how we can turn the economy of the country around. And then we had a cocktail there. So that was the event for yesterday. And then going forward, we also have events for the students coming up end of the month. We're going to have a career talk. We're going to have essay competition. And we're also going to have sports competition among the students as well. And on the 8th of August, we're going to now have, the old boys are also going to be back in school. We have competitions where our old boys will participate in basketball, play with the students, do volleyball, football. And on the sides of that, I mean, it's meant to be a sports competition day. There will be people playing chess on the side. So it's going to be fun. And on the 9th of August, which is Friday, we're going to have a cocktail and variety night, which is something we normally do on an annual basis where people can come together, let down their hair, relax, reconnect with old boys, the younger ones and the older ones as well. And we're going to have an elders forum earlier that day where the elders, we define elders as people 65 and above. So they can come together. They're still part of the school. So wherever they are, we want to bring them into the fold where they also get the opportunity to connect with the younger people and with the executive as well. And then we have the gala dinner coming up on the 10th of August. It's going to be at the Ibadan Civic Center. The governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluseyi Makinde, has agreed to be the special guest of honor. So we're expecting him. The guest speaker is Reverend Father Anthony Akinwale. So he's going to be delivering a paper there on the restructuring of the education system in Nigeria, the role of the private sector. And we'll round it up with a Thanksgiving Mass on Sunday, the 11th of August. So we have a number of things that are planned. So we have one down. We still have a few. So exciting programs coming up.
Sounds like a 1-month program.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because we started July, August, so it's like a 2 months. 2 months for
2 months.
Yeah, but I mean, if you put 2 for, yeah, because the first one was on the 12th, yeah, so like a 1 month.
Well, Prof, with the array of events lined up, particularly the sports day, is that some kind of Loyola Olympics?
Yes, but Olympics is not strange to us. We've had old boys who have actually been to the Olympics.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can say that much. But the essential thing, of course, is that the old boys have kept a pact with the school, trying to ensure that the ones who are currently there enjoy as much as possible what we enjoyed at the time we were there. You know what happened to the school after the government took over schools? Everything seemed to have just gone down. And we have decided to revamp and rack up the status of things for the current students to enjoy, apart from our usual, the old of the old boys association being comradeship amongst the old students, just to ensure that we're keeping an eye on everybody. But with the students in there, we've also, a lot of the old boys have contributed in different ways to ensure that through projects, a lot of things have been happening there. So we, for instance, some set has come to develop the library, some set has come to develop a computer lab, some sets have come to develop other labs like science labs, and then the sports facilities, because we believe in a rounded education for the students of the school. So if you go, you'll find a new tennis court that's been done, a new basketball court. We had one of our old boys who played in the NBA, for instance, who actually came to help to develop the basketball court. And we have some very interested old boys who are present almost all the time, training the current students for basketball and all that. Then, of course, we have a newly refurbished also football field, which in Ibadan, I think in Oyo State, everybody comes to try to play there because it looks more like next in status to the usual state stadia that we have in Ibadan. Even government tells people to go and play their games there. So the old boys have done quite well in that respect. And many sets, just even things like furniture in the school, educational material. Like I said, the library was well put together, a lot of nice books for the students. And then, of course, another set came and built a new hall out of a previous former dining hall was converted. One set actually did it up into a modern hall, which has served purposes like allowing students to write external exams in a convivial, conducive environment, and also available for social functions for all students and the current students in the place.
And possibly even raise some money for the alumni.
Yeah, well, eventually we expect that it should be commercialized enough to raise money to support the school with all the other programs we have lined up for them. Because the school needs a lot of support. Some of the states have, in terms of academic performance, for instance, we monitor the outcome at the school start level, and we have, some sets have privately employed teachers in subjects that we think that the students have not been doing well. And we have been running boot camps during the summer for maths and other science subjects for the students for some time now. And that's the engagement of the old boys in that respect is, I think, for me, an important aspect of the activities of
Tell
the
us about this hall.
The hall, which one?
This building is the Arcade Olu.
This is not the Arcade Olu Hall.
Okay.
This is just another block. This is a classroom block.
It was refurbished.
This is a classroom block that was refurbished by the students and by the one of the sets. They basically did up the
library.
This is the library. This is the library, and you can see the library, well built, reading section, and if you are able to see other profiles, you see the books lined up. They have encyclopedias, by the way, because we still believe in some of that traditional education. If we see another scope,
this is like a hall.
This is a hall. This is the old
refurbished old library.
Is it the old library or the old chapel?
Old library, yeah.
Now this is the Arcade Olu Hall. This Arcade Olu Hall was actually our former dining hall, which had become dilapidated. But the set that Governor Arcade Olu belonged to, they came together to rebuild this. But amongst themselves, they decided to honor him by calling it the Arcade Olu Hall. At the time it was launched, that's when they now put the name on it. And when we did the launching, we had other governors of his ilk, his friends and colleagues from the party who came. Their Southwest leader and all that, the governor of Oyo State, at which time we actually talked to him about other projects, and we hope that since it is still under their administration, that they will further develop infrastructure for the school. The field that I talked about is not showing now, but we still hope to build a pavilion around that field. We actually asked the government at the time to assist with that at the time of the launching, hoping that we can actually get a proper kind of almost a stadium out of it.
Okay.
That might even allow commerce, like they have in, say, for instance, Liberty Stadium in Ibadan, where they have shops at the bottom, and without littering the school, because at the moment we still see pockets of people who come to do marketing, sell small products for the students. We hope to take care of that because we have another project that we plan to put up, which we call the Alumni Building. We're hoping that we can raise funds during this anniversary celebration to put up this Alumni Building that will incorporate like a talk shop for the students, instead of having just small pockets of people coming to sell sweets and biscuits for them. They can have a more sensible environment where they can take their break and relax in between classes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Biubaku, so there are those who are looking at, this conversation and wondering, okay, so this event is going to last a whole month. What is the takeaway? What are the expected outcomes?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of, so for example, for the students, we think that this is going to benefit them, it's going to provide them with inspiration. We're bringing a lot of people from different areas. We're doing the career talk for them, and even from the ones we've done already, there's a lot of inspiration. Students ask questions, and they are really keen. So we feel that is going to be good for them. Also, for the old boys, it's a good opportunity for us to reconnect, for people to come together in terms of look at what are the different projects that we want to do for the school. We talked about the alumni project. This 70th anniversary has given us an opportunity to bring a lot of people together, even our members that are abroad, and also focus on the needs of the school and the things that we want to do and what the alumni will be able to achieve. Also, it provides us with an opportunity. With the 70th anniversary is giving us that opportunity to engage with the government. So in terms of what the role of the alumni itself will be in the school, so that the alumni we have more participation and we have a little more control, so that we can take the school at least close to the level that it was when we were there. So our dream is that the students that are there today, they should be able to enjoy and benefit from some of the things that we enjoyed. I mean, when our own generation, Prof's generation, my generation is not Prof's generation, it's a higher generation. But from all of those generations, you know, I mean, there were the quality of the education in the school. The early years of the school where Loyola, the days where we had the 21 Wonder Boys, we had 100% pass rate in WAEC in those days. It was called WASC in those days. They had 100% pass rate, and where you had people that had aggregate 6, several of them. So the Loyola was famous in terms of his academic excellence, and not only academic excellence, also in the area of sports. We excelled in sports. We produced a lot of people that represented Nigeria at international competitions. So that kind of all-round development that those older sets enjoyed. We want the younger sets to also be able to enjoy something close to that. And to be able to do that, I mean, the government alone cannot provide that. So the alumni's involvement is very important. Okay. So we're trying to galvanize the alumni support and involvement, and we're also trying to engage the government to give us the leverage to be able to do these things as well.
So tell us, since many old boys are going to show up on that day,
yeah.
Let me ask you, did you have a nickname when you were in school?
Okay, I will. Okay, my own time. I had a number of nicknames, but one of the nicknames was Beeps. So that's what Beeps. My classmates.
Okay.
That's what they call me.
Okay.
Yeah, they call me Beeps.
Okay. What did they call you, Prof?
I don't think I had a specific nickname. I mean, there's maybe Femo, that kind of thing. Because okay. My name is Femi. Okay. Of course, there are lots of nicknames. Some of those, they still follow people everywhere. I will follow them to their graves.
So who are you most looking forward to seeing at the event when the old boys gather? By the person's nickname, please.
By the person's nickname, at this point in time, for me, it's different in the sense that I have a lot of people, both seniors and my classmates that I haven't seen in a while.
So feel free to mention 5 of them.
I know those who are around, but I know some who are not around. Some of them don't have nicknames. They have their names. But it's difficult for me to start pulling nicknames now because there are a few nicknames that will bring...
No, I understand that. I understand that. I understand that perfectly.
There's a nickname called Anwi, for instance.
Sorry?
There's a nickname called Anwi.
Anwi?
Anwi. Mm-hmm. You know with that velvet fruit?
Yes.
A small one.
Oh, yes.
Because of his, so there's a guy they used to call Anwi.
Okay.
There's another guy they used to call Tiny. These are people who know who they are if you're listening in, but they know themselves. I know one will be there, hopefully. I'm not sure about the other. But then there are... let me not call it. Let me not call it.
You remember some yourself?
I mean, I'm expecting to see at least some of. I mean, I can't
by their nicknames.
No expose. I will pass on their nicknames. but I mean, I'm expecting to see. I mean, quite a number of our old boys. I mean, the older sets, quite a number of them showed up yesterday at the anniversary lecture, and I expect to see a lot of them back.
So, what would you say was one of your own high points in school?
Yeah, I mean, one of my high points for me, you know, I mean, I was a gentleman in school. I wasn't as troublesome as Prof. So I enjoyed.
You will face panel.
Except that
I was a gentleman.
He has no right to talk about that because he doesn't even know.
We have stories. And I still have some stories. Yesterday, you know, from some of his colleagues. But I mean, I think for me, I enjoyed the sports in the school. I mean, I participated in handball, and then also I mean, I did a little bit of athletics as well. And so I enjoyed the sports in the school. And I also, I enjoyed, the library was very well stocked. And I mean, at that time when I was in school, I was very curious, especially about international affairs. And I had some of my friends, so we used to go to the library. We used to have a lot of debates and arguments about Russia and America. That was when Cold War was still at its height. And there was also a lot of debate about whether America is stronger than Russia or Russia is stronger than America. So I used to go to the library. We had encyclopedia at that time. So get a lot of information, what is going on in international affairs. We equipped ourselves. And so that gave me a broad view, kind of global broad view of the world. Yeah.
Interesting.
So those were very interesting.
And those, all of your conversation didn't involve North Korea at all. I mean,
at that time, North Korea was not in the mix. It wasn't in the mix.
Okay.
It wasn't in the mix.
What are the highlights for you, Prof?
Some of them, we had bad teachers who were, key people who, like, across all schools, they stood out, for instance. So, like he's describing, for some of the subjects that were offered in our school, including, like, our French classes, music classes, they were different they broadened the educational base for a lot of the students. But then we had other social programs where we interacted with schools, like the literary and debating things. And for us, we had a tradition for Loyola anniversary, that the whole school will be fed on that day. And traditionally, they will buy a cow and a pig, and they bring them into the school. The pigs used to be, like, kept in the bathrooms, and by morning they would have gone through the wall almost of separating the bathrooms, to almost break them down because of their snorts. But then they will kill them, and everybody will have rice and then have a piece of pork or something.
What was your favorite food in school? Which was the favorite meal of the students in school at the time?
We had one woman called Iyala Lupon, and she was known for her beans, for instance, in particular. And then they had the popular thing, the fish head. Some of the students like to eat the fish head, and then the beans.
I think maybe that's where some of them became surgeons. Because you have to be a surgeon to fish. So just lastly, Mr. Biowaku, the dates again for the celebrations.
So the dates, so we have for the sports competition. So that's going to be on the 8th of August. 8th of August.
Okay.
And then on the 9th of August, we have the Elders Forum, and then we have the Cocktail and Variety Night.
Okay.
And then the gala dinner is coming up on the 10th of August.
Okay.
And that same day in the morning, we're going to have the groundbreaking ceremony.
It seems there's a lot of activities before the end of next month.
Yeah, there's a lot of. And the one other thing I wanted to talk about is that we have we had a book launch yesterday.
Okay.
And there's this book, Loyola Stories.
Why didn't you tell us about this one? We have looked at some of those stories. But let me just hope that we'll be able to bring you some other time before the end of this, celebration to talk about this. I have to thank you very much for now. Thank you here now.
Thank you.
Mr. Gbenga Biowaku is first Vice President and Chairman, 70th Anniversary Planning Committee. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we've also had with us Professor Olufemi Ogunbiyi, President, Loyola College Old West Association. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Sure that to call you a boy at this age, but hey, what can I do? Now, talking about boys, when we return from this break, we want to talk about mental health.